The Prime Minister and opposition leader have used their campaign launches to pitch to voters two different visions and policies aimed at addressing Australia's housing affordability crisis. In a controversial and historic change to the tax system, Peter Dutton and the Coalition have promised to let first home buyers deduct interest paid on their mortgage from their income taxes. And that policy was being unveiled. The Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, pledged a re-elected Labor government would allow all first home buyers to purchase with just a 5% deposit. We'll get Alan Kohler's take on whether these policies will make a difference, and David Spears on the impact to the election campaign. But we start tonight with political correspondent Greg Jennett.
No tilt at the 3 years ahead comes without a gesture to the past. A solitary former Labor Prime Minister among the hand-felt welcomes in the West. A trio of Liberal leaders turned out in the East to watch reflective videos from the House of Dutton.
You make me proud every day, sharing the same last name as you.
In Sydney, they pondered a question.
Do you feel better off after 3 years of Anthony Albanese?
In Perth, they considered a pitch.
We are asking for the opportunity to keep building, to reward your hard work.
All a prelude to a day dedicated to addressing dwindling dreams on the home front.
I will be a Prime Minister who restores the dream of home ownership.
Labor stands up for Australian values, and we're backing the great Australian dream. You'll be able to buy your first home with just a 5% deposit.
It'd allow every first home buyer to need only a 5% deposit, avoiding mortgage insurance. It wouldn't be means tested, but there would be a limit to the property price, depending where you want to buy. The second, a $10 billion set of grants, loans and equity ownership stakes to build 100,000 new homes reserved only for first-timers. From the Coalition, a tax break. It's promising interest on mortgage repayments could be deducted from the annual tax bill of first home buyers. It'd be restricted to new homes only and means tested. To get it, singles must earn less than $175,000 or a couple $250,000. The cost to all other taxpayers comes to $1.25 billion over 4 years. The benefit for a couple on average incomes?
They will benefit about $11,000 a year over the 5 years, so in that case about $55,000.
When Australians have heard me say that I want to be the Prime Minister for home ownership, for home affordability, for home accessibility, I mean it.
Peter Dutton threw in an extra sweetener, a tax offset for those earning less than $144,000.
These tax cuts will save families with two incomes as much as $2,400.
Then, after an almost hour-long address, he brought the slogan home too.
Let's make sure that we can get this great country that we love back on track. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
His task is monumental and for almost a century unachievable: to defeat a first-term government. Peter Dutton needed a cut-through moment to propel his campaign. His housing gambit is arguably his biggest shot in 3 years. It now has only 3 weeks to work.
This card is green and gold for a reason.
As incumbents drilled in the familiar, Anthony Albanese did pull out one more surprise: a $1,000 no questions asked tax write-off for up to 6 million people.
Just tick the box and your return's ready to go.
Return being exactly what he has in mind.
Every one of us building Australia's future together.
On the path to the 3rd of May, Greg Jennett, ABC News, Sydney.
The billions being doled out by both major parties to tackle the housing crisis will likely get voters talking, but will it work? Here's ABC's Alan Kohler.
The Coalition's mortgage tax deduction scheme is really just another first home buyer grant. As such, it's more likely to drive house prices higher than make them more affordable. Same goes for Labor's 5% deposit scheme, also for first home buyers. Combined with the 5 rate cuts the market is now predicting, house prices will probably take off this year.
So that's our opening bid buyers.
And housing affordability will be more of a crisis next year than it is now. Actually, both major parties really have some quite decent long-term housing policies. The Coalition has $5 billion for infrastructure, 400,000 extra apprentices, and an ambitious cut in migration. Labor's new plan is for $10 billion in grants and interest-free loans to state government developers to subsidise 100,000 homes for first-home buyers. And that's on top of the $10 billion Housing Australia Future Fund subsidies for social and affordable housing. But these brand cakes both have big, differently coloured cherries on top to try to get voters to eat theirs instead of the other one. And the cherries for first-home buyers will offset the benefits of the brand.
Now, Peter Dutton will be hoping to regain some campaign momentum after his slow start, but has his big day of promises been overshadowed by the Prime Minister? Here's the ABC's national political lead, David Spears.
The fact both leaders went big on housing at their campaign launches today shows they understand this is a huge issue for voters. Peter Dutton's idea of tax-deductible mortgage repayments hasn't exactly won much praise from housing experts or economists. They much prefer measures to boost supply, like Labor's plan today. But this is about politics as much as policy. The Coalition needs a campaign game changer. Peter Dutton's hoping this housing pitch and his promise of a one-off tax break worth up to $1,200 will grab the attention of low and middle income workers in the outer suburbs. Anthony Albanese has sweeteners of his own to offer, including today's promise of a $1,000 instant tax deduction and his committed tax cut, modest but ongoing, for all. The remainder of this campaign will be a battle over hip pocket help, now running into the billions. Any concern over budget repair as Australia faces uncertain times ahead has taken a back seat.